Hello, Tiger fans, and welcome to the Towson Sports Network. I'm former Towson gymnast and Hall of Fame member Tandy Knight, kicking off the weekend at TU Arena with Towson Women's Gymnastics. Today we welcome the Ball State University Cardinals to a dual meet. Joining me is another alum and former Tiger gymnast, Dr. Zoe Packard. Zoe, how are you feeling tonight?
I am so excited to be back in Towson Arena and really looking forward to watching these two teams tonight.
I'm looking forward to catching up after our last home meet on February 8th. But first, let's acknowledge this meet's theme, which is DEI and pride, supporting the fight for justice, inclusion, and equality. Zoe, I love how the athletes at Towson recognize that there's more to life than just gymnastics, and they understand the importance of using their platform to show that everyone is deserving of dignity and respect.
I couldn't agree more. I think now more than ever it's so important that we acknowledge allowing everyone to be their true self and just embracing everything that all of these women and all of the people at Towson University can represent.
Yeah, I mean, kind of celebrating our differences.
Exactly.
So let's get back to gymnastics. We are a little over halfway through the 2025 season, hard to believe already, and the NQS rankings are in. So Towson has moved up to 32nd in the nation with an NQS score of 195.235, but Ball State is right behind us at 34th in the country. So I think that means that tonight's competition is going to be a good one. At our last home meet, our Tigers finished in first place, just shy of their season high with a 195.575. Bars was the highlight of that competition with a season high 49.225, highlighted by Chelsea Dennis's 9.9. The following week took Towson to Yale for another quad meet and another win, finishing with a 195.4 with a strong bar performance again, but some issues on beam. Zoe, now that we are being ranked by NQS scores, what do you think the Tigers need to do to move up in the rankings?
I really think we need to break that 196 barrier. Basically all season long, we've been kind of in that mid-195 range. I definitely think this team is capable of breaking into the 196 score range, and I think that'll just continue to boost them up in the rankings.
Yeah, I think, we need a little more consistency across the events. As we had discussed at the previous competition, scores are a lot tighter this year. We're not going to be seeing 197s just being thrown around anymore and 99s and 995s. These gymnasts are really having to work hard for these scores and, perform to the best of their ability, including sticking landings, which I feel like Towson on vault has had problems with so far this year. So the Tigers head coach is Jay Ramirez, joined by associate head coach Ashley Levine. They are assisted by former Towson gymnast Jazz Kaufman. Zoe, previously we talked about how this seems to be a rebuilding year for Towson after losing so many impactful gymnasts to graduation and a transfer. How do the coaches address these voids and maintain the standard of success that they've set over the past few seasons?
I really think that it all started back in the preseason with this team. I think Jay, Ashley, and Jazz were very upfront with them and realizing that there were a lot of lineup spots up for grabs and letting everyone have a chance at that. I think there's been some freshmen that have, and even some sophomores and juniors that have really stepped up and done events that they didn't expect to do in college, which has been great to see. So I think that there's a lot of opportunity. It is a little bit of a rebuilding year, but I think there's a ton of potential coming up for Towson.
Yeah, I agree. So for those of you new to the Towson Sports Network, we will be, we're excited to announce that we're using a dual screen. We're kind of doing a head-to-head competition tonight, so you will be able to enjoy each team's full lineup on every event. We hope that gymnastics fans will have a great experience by getting to watch the entire competition. So this evening's meet will have Towson starting on vault and Ball State on bars. Towson's lineup on vault is Adriana Hoffman, Reese Toland, Ava Harper, Isabella DeCrew, Isabella Minervini, and Polina Belanovsky, and we do have a couple exhibitions as well. Zoe, vault has been such a strong event for us the past couple of seasons, but this year we aren't seeing the same scores as before. What do you think has changed?
I think across the NCAA, scores have been a little bit tighter this year, especially on vault. As we all know, the Yurchenko full that a lot of gymnasts are doing is only ranked out of a 995, so you can't get that 10.0 start value from Yurchenko full. And to really, at this point, to get a good 9.9, the Yurchenko full has to be spot on, straight leg, stuck landing, got the height off of the table. So they're just not being thrown those big scores anymore, which is a good thing. They're trying to elevate the sport as a whole, but I do think a great vault is needed to get those 9.8, 9.9s, and that comes with sticking the landing, which I think is where we're lacking a little bit.
Yeah, and we've discussed before that Towson's practice gym does not have a hard surface for them to vault onto. So they are only vaulting into a soft surface. They try and make it as hard as possible, but the reality is the only time they ever get to do their vaults on a hard surface is at a competition, which is a disadvantage, I feel, especially with vault, because you really need to absorb that landing in order to stick it. And when you're used to a softer surface landing on, you're not getting that same feeling. Exactly. So it is a challenge for sure. So Ball State is starting on bars. And I will say that I did a little research on Ball State. We've competed against them the past couple of seasons. As I said, they are 34th in the nation. Last year, they finished 24th in the nation. Very strong season last year. Their NQS is just right below us at a 195.14, so we couldn't really be more evenly matched tonight, I think, than these two teams. And we're getting ready for Towson to start with Adriana Hoffman.
Really great start for Towson. She gets such great distance off of the table. She did pike down ever so slightly if we're being really picky, but a pretty solid start.
You know, Adriana was an incredibly strong and consistent vaulter last year, and again this year, I feel like she has one of the nicest vaults, but it has not been scoring the way I think it should. I can't quite figure it out, actually. It was a beautiful vault to start the Tigers. And a little mistake from Ball State there on bars. She's really covering it well. And that's what you want to see, the fight. Never give up. Some form breaks there on both of those release moves. Hits that handstand beautifully. Another good handstand at the end there. And a double layout, step forward, a little low on that landing, chest was down. She really fought through that routine, but kudos to her. There were multiple areas where she could have fallen off, and she didn't.
Really great fight. And I think what people don't realize is how exhausting those extra swings can be. Yes, she covered it up and there was no fall that had to be taken, but that makes the routine so much more difficult just from an endurance standpoint.
And up next on vault for the Tigers is Reese Toland.
Reese is going to do another Yurchenko full. A big hop followed by a couple steps. Did get good distance. The one thing that I think that Reese could improve upon is the height off the table.
Yeah, she didn't seem to really get that block, is what we call it, to get that propulsion up. Her distance is insane, though. She piked it down when she didn't need to as well, which really contributed to those multiple steps. So unfortunately, that score is probably not going to be one we want to keep in the lineup there. And we have Mercer next on bars for Ball State. Also, we will get you scores as they come in. We sit in a spot where we rarely can't see the scores that well, but we will try and update you as they roll in. And it looks like the bar judges are going to conference on that first Ball State routine. So Ball State is in the Mid-American Conference, or MAC Conference. They finished second in the conference last year. They were predicted to win the MAC this year, and they are currently first in the MAC, second on bars. And it looks like Adriana Hoffman went 9.775 for the Tigers. That's one of her higher scores this season. That was one of her better vaults. I feel like the landing was much better than she's done.
I agree with that.
Another great vault by Ava Harper for the Tigers. And now we have Carly Mercer on bars for Ball State. Start off with a strong handstand. There's some leg separation there on both of those release moves. Although from the angle we're sitting at, we can see it. The judges might not be able to. Nice toe full at the end, right into a double tuck. Great landing. So overall, solid routine. As I said, some form breaks.
Really
stuck
beautiful
that landing, though.
Yeah.
Chest was up. Great job. And up next, we have a graduate transfer, Isabella DeCrew, from Illinois State, who was here at our last home meet. I wonder how that was for her to have some of her teammates in her new home gym.
And Isabella has been a pretty big help on vault and floor this year for the Tigers. We do another Yurchenko fold. Oh, just a little bit of that step on with that left foot and piked it down a little bit.
Yeah.
I think sometimes, sometimes when you're going for that stuck landing, you kind of finish the flip a little too fast.
Yeah.
When you don't need to.
You see the replay here. She gets really nice propulsion off of that vaulting table. It's a clean vault, very nice. And we do have, for the Tigers, Reese Tolan went 9.575 and Ava Harper 9.775. And we have Lindsay Gerard here for Ball State. So again, just some form issues on all of these major elements. It's short on that handstand. Double layout. Again, just some form breaks in that step on the landing.
They've really kind of started to fight back from that very first bar routine, which I like to see. I'm sure because of the first gym has probably missed a couple connections with those extra swings, so it's probably going to be the score they want to drop. So I'm glad that the rest of the lineup seems to be stepping up.
And here goes Bella Minervini for the Tigers.
Oh! Probably the best vault I've ever seen her do.
I mean, wow. She has been waiting to hit that all season. There is a great story, though, behind Bella even being in the vault lineup. Bella hasn't vaulted in like 3 years. And over the summer, she just decided that she was going to fight really hard to compete all around this year, meaning she had to learn a vault. And she figured, well, if I'm going to learn a vault, let me learn a 10-0 start value vault.
I love it.
One of the trickiest vaults out there. So just amazing. I'll be excited to see that score. And on bars for Ball State, Grace Sumner went 9.75.
I know it's there, but the problem is you have to verify the count.
I believe this is Zoe Middleton on bars for Ball State. Great save there, right into her double tuck. Fights to stick that landing. That will be a minor deduction.
Overall, a really strong bar routine.
Strong bar routine. And I apologize earlier if I said wrong names for the bar lineup. Something must have changed from the lineup sheet that we had, so I apologize. And anchoring vault for the Tigers is Polina Belanovsky.
Polina's going to do another Yurchenko full for the Tigers.
Wow.
Couldn't find that stuck landing, but just so clean and so elegant in
Yes.
the air. She really gets the height and the distance is what we're looking for off of the table. Just has to rein in that power just a little bit more to
Yeah.
find that stuck landing.
Paulina's freshman year, she was the stick queen on this vault. She knew no matter what happened with the vault, she would find that landing every time. Her sophomore year, she was out for almost the entire season with an injury. And so really, this is her first year back to kind of being back in the vault lineup full time, every competition. So she's still probably working out the kinks a little, but boy, it is a pretty vault. Ball State on bars. Strong first handstand. Beautiful, but again, huge leg separation into a bail handstand. Double layout, hop on the landing. Clean routine. Couple form breaks. Really a very aggressive swing, which I like to see.
That small
Yeah,
hop
she
back.
kind of whipped that double A, so that's why she landed with her chest completely up. An exhibition for the Tigers, Felicia Poblete does the same vault as Isabella Minervini, 10-0 start value vault. Felicia comes in and out of the lineup all the time. This is one of the harder vaults to do because it is very difficult to get the amplitude off of the vaulting table. You'll see in the replay here that she does a full twist onto the table. So it's a different entry than you're seeing from a lot of other gymnasts.
And it's so hard, like you said, to get the amplitude because of that block. Once you're doing that turn onto the
Yeah.
table, you kind of lose some of that power. So you see a lot of gymnasts kind of land with their chest forward, which can cause further deductions. But
And a 9.725 for Zoe Middleton on bars. Nice giant full right on top. Huge Ginger right into an overshoot.
stunning.
Oh no, oh no. Wow. Okay. I give her props
Yeah,
for that.
let's give her bonus just for going for it.
I can't believe she basically just did a double tuck dismount from a dead hang.
Beautiful, and that is
Piper Slocum for the Tigers, and she's done exhibition a couple of times, and this is one of her better vaults, I will say. She is piked in the air. We need to open up the hips a little bit, but it was good distance and a really solid landing.
It really was. It's always good to have extra vaults in your back pocket too. We're getting to the point in the season where gymnasts are tired, they're back in school, the travel, it really adds up on your body. So having people that can go in and out of the lineup is super important. So I think Coach Jay Ramirez will be pretty happy with that vault lineup.
Yeah. I think we still have some more gymnasts for Ball State to go. Paulina Belanovsky finishes off with a 9.775, Bella with a 9.875, and Isabella Decrew with a 9.8. So this was our strongest vaulting performance yet this season with a 49 even. We're always aiming for the 49 plus, and so great job with the Tiger vaulting team this competition.
It looks like we're going to have at least one more Ball State bar routine.
And I believe this is Carly Mercer. I believe that was a Delchev. Very
Don't
cool.
see those
That's
very
an
often.
old school release move right there. Love it. A little shy on that handstand. Setting up for a dismount. Giant full. Same problem as the previous gymnast, Ashley Szymanski, with that second half of that giant full kind of just petering out, losing the momentum. pulling out the dismount yet again.
But did find that stuck landing.
Yeah,
so I'll
that
give
was
it to her.
amazing. What a great fight. While some of the routines for Ball State, you know, I've seen some form breaks, and also it feels like a little low energy for a few of them, kind of running out of energy towards the end. They don't quit, that's for sure. They
No, they're
keep fighting,
fighters.
and I love that. So it looks... Okay, that concludes it. All right. So that finishes our first rotation. We will head to a break and bring you the updated scores when we come back. Stay tuned to the Towson Sports Network. Welcome back to the Towson Sports Network. I'm Tandy Knight alongside Zoe Packard here at TU Arena for Towson Women's Gymnastics. After the first rotation, Towson is in the lead with a 49 even. Ball State has a 48-375. Zoe, what are your thoughts after the first rotation?
I think the Tigers should be pretty proud of the vaults that they did. I think if it wasn't for the scoring being a little bit more strict this season, that the scores would have been a little bit higher. Still looking for those stuck landings. I think the vaults are in the air, the execution's good. We just got to find those landings, get those extra couple tenths, and then we can see a 49-1, 49-2 in the future, hopefully.
Yeah. So the second rotation will feature Towson on bars and Ball State on vault. Towson's bar lineup is senior Lauren Keener, Lauren Green, another senior Clara Hong, Helena Belanowski, Chelsea Dennis, and anchoring is Isabella Minervini with an exhibition of Celia Trotter, who did an exhibition last week. I'd never seen her do bars. She has a beautiful bar routine. Just wanted to throw that out there. So the Tigers are currently ranked 21st in the nation on this event, showing how strong we are on bars. We have a lot of difficulty and different routines with unique skills. Obviously, we're looking for hit handstands, clean form, and as always, a stuck dismount. On vault for Ball State, they tied their season best on vault last week with a 48-825. And they are ranked second in the MAC on vault.
First up on water for Towson will be Lauren Keener, and on vault for Ball State will be Ava Molina.
So starting on vault for the Cardinals is Kay Afalia.
I think this is actually going to be Ava Molina.
I'm sorry?
All good. Starting off with Yurchenko full, really fought for that stuck landing. Again, had her chest a little bit low. I think that seems to be the theme of the night. People are fighting for those stuck landings. So they're kind of taking that flip just a little bit short.
You see Coach Jay giving Lauren Keener some last little bits of wisdom and advice, although I don't honestly think Lauren Keener needs anything.
No.
She's ready to go all the time. Great first handstand to her Higgins roll. Beautiful Jaeger right into her overshoot. Hits that last handstand. Giant full. Oh, slight hop on the landing. For 4 years, Keener has started off so solid, so clean, so consistent on this event for us. She's going to be a hard one to replace next year.
She really will be.
And I'm sorry, during the replay of the bars, Ball State did have another vault. Here, we have the replay of that for you.
Ooh, another unique vault, the same one that we saw Bella Minervini do earlier. Had that chest down, took the step forward, but otherwise pretty clean in the air.
Yeah. So we have Lauren Green next up for the Tigers on bars. There's another thing I like that Jay does as a coach, particularly on bars. He does not stand under the bars coaching the gymnasts like you see a lot of other coaches do, which they are allowed to do, don't get me wrong. But to me, sometimes it crosses the line when you see coaches giving verbal cues while they're standing under the bars, using arm movements to help guide the gymnast through whatever routine. And Jay is a little old school in that way. He's like, if you need me to stand there, you shouldn't be doing that skill.
Exactly.
Beautiful endo work there. Front stalder right into her release move, overshoot. What a beautiful combination. Hits that last handstand with another beautiful stalder. Oh, and just a small step forward, a little under-rotated on that double tuck. That is what I was talking about earlier when I said we have some unique skills. When you see this beautiful stalder work. Yeah, just didn't have quite enough rotation, but clean throughout till that step. And here's a replay on the vault from Ball State. Front pike half.
Another unique vault. You don't always see that in the vault lineup. Had to take that step back, but it's all. I always like seeing vaults that are not the cookie cutter Yurchenko vault.
Yeah.
So I'll give her a bonus point for that.
Absolutely. And we have Hannah Ruthberg up next on vault for Ball State.
Wow, pretty clean Yurchenko full. Had that hop back, but had good height, good distance off the table. Should be pretty proud of that one. Gonna see the replay here. Piked it down a little bit.
Yeah. It's a good vault, solid vault.
She seems pleased with it.
And here we have Clara Hong on bars. Oh, beautiful piked Jaeger. Good save there. Overshoot just slightly shy of that handstand. Hits that last handstand there. Does a difficult dismount. Oh, it is the hardest dismount to stick. It's a blind landing, meaning you can't see the floor. You're traveling back towards the high bar, which would terrify me. You really have to feel for that landing.
Fought so hard for it, too.
Beautiful routine from Clara. And this is Suki Pfister on vault for Ball State. Oh, man.
She opened up so nice in the air.
So pretty. She gets
here.
great height off of the vaulting table. And she flares it out, which I love, but just kind of did it a little too early, so it made it slightly under-rotated. We have Polina Belanovsky up next for the Tigers on bars. And Hannah Ruthberg went 9-8 on vault for the Cardinals. And we have a handful of 9-7s with the others. Lauren Keener started us off with a 9-7-5. Lauren Green with a 9-7-2-5 on bars. Here goes Paulina on bars. Very nice toe hand into a beautiful Tkachev. Overshoot to hand. Just gearing up for a dismount. She has a sky-high full in. Oh, slight hop on the landing. Paulina is new to the bar lineup this season, and I am loving it.
I'm all for it.
Yes. See her dismount here. See the height she gets on that.
We get a replay of Zoe Middleton.
Zoe Middleton. Oh. You could see that her one hand, her right hand, didn't even really make contact with the vaulting table. So the fact that she basically just did a one-arm vault and managed to get around to her feet. And she appears fine. And you always worry about the ankles crunching on a landing like that, but she appears fine. So another new person to the bar lineup this season for the Tigers is Chelsea Dennis. And Suki Pfister also went 9-8 on vault for the Cardinals. Human draw right into a gorgeous Jaeger, Pike Jaeger to her bail. She does a unique dismount. Oh! A pike front half, stuck landing. I know she feels really good about that because at the last home meet, the last home meet she hit, at the last away meet, she had some issues on bars, let's say. So I'm sure that feels good to put that behind her. Great job. And we do have another vaulter for Ball State.
Score won't matter.
Wow, a pretty nice Yurchenko full. Had the step back, chest was a little low on the landing.
Yeah.
Got really great distance off the table. Just has to get those arms up just a little bit faster to get to that stick position, but otherwise, pretty clean vault.
And anchoring the Tigers on bars is Isabella Minervini. Beautiful first handstand right into her Tkachev, pack salto combination, which gives her extra bonus. Hits that last handstand. Gearing up for a double layout dismount. And a stuck landing. We're pretty close to a stick. I couldn't tell. Did her foot wiggle a little?
I'm gonna call it a stick.
We'll call it a stick. Bella is an All-American on bars from last season, finishing the season ranked 4th in the nation. She is Towson's second first-team All-American ever.
Ooh, super unique vault.
Did you see how far back she hit on the board? I don't think she got any spring off of that springboard. That was
Makes
really,
it even more impressive.
yeah. If you watch, you see here how far back she hits. There's no spring back where she hit the board, so great job. And we do have an exhibition on bars for the Tigers, Celia Trotter. She's a junior. She did exhibition last week as well. Had a really nice routine. So Chelsea Dennis went 9.825, Polina 9.725, Clara Hong 9.775 for the Tigers. I'm going to be honest, those scores seem a little low to me, especially compared to Ball State's scores on bars. Oh. So she does a straddle Jaeger. She just released way too early. Nowhere near catching the bars. So for those of you not used to seeing gymnasts fall like that off of bars, that is a normal thing they do on a daily basis. They train to fall the safest way possible. Because she's an exhibition, Jay has chosen for her not to finish her routine. So that does it for our second rotation, I believe. So we will bring you scores when we come back. Stay tuned to the Towson Sports Network. Oops. Thanks for tuning in to the Towson Sports Network. I'm Tandy Knight with Zoe Packard here at TU Arena. We are halfway through the women's gymnastics competition. The Tigers are in the lead with a 97.975 after scoring a 48.975, just missing that 49, which we hate doing on bars for sure. And a 48.725 on vault for Ball State brings them to a 97.1. The third rotation will feature Towson on beam and Ball State on floor. Towson's beam lineup is Anna Kennefick, Isabella Minervini, Celia Trotter, Lauren Keener, Clara Hong, and Chelsea Dennis. Zoe, the Tigers have broken the 49 mark on beam twice this season, but can't really seem to find their rhythm. As a beam team, they've been inconsistent, but show promise of greatness. What do we need to do to become more consistent, do you think?
I think it comes down to just being confident. I think with this beam team, there's a little bit of hesitation every once in a while, which can lead to those unnecessary wobbles. I think each gymnast needs to just get up on the beam, do their thing, and be done with it. Don't question it. Know you're going to hit before you even start. And that's usually when we start to see the confidence build. And then I want to see those 49s start to stack from meet to meet. It's very tricky when you have like a 49 and then you have to count a fall one weekend. It's just going up and down.
Yeah.
Which can mess with the confidence even more.
Yeah, I agree. And we've got Ball State on floor. They are ranked first in the MAC on floor. So it's a strong event for them. And the lineup for them on floor is Carissa Martinez, Ava Molina, Lindsay Gerard, Alana Sims, Kai Afala, and Zoe Middleton. So you see the associate head coach, Ashley Levine, really trying to get the girls to focus in. I think beam is the event where if you're mentally not into it, it's not going to go your way.
No.
So we have graduate transfer Anna Kennefick. Anna is a twin. She has an identical twin. She competed at Penn prior to Towson with her sister. She had injuries throughout her career at Penn, wasn't ready to finish the sport and give it up. So she found a new home here.
I love it.
We're going to start on floor with Ball State. Nice first pass, solid landing. And we're back over to the Tigers on beam with Anna Kennefick.
Setting up for her series here. Gonna go back handspring, layout, step out. Solid. Beautiful full turn. Anna shows such confidence and poise throughout the beam routine. Switch leap, right into a straddle quarter. Setting up for her dismount here, round off 1.5. Oh,
wow.
That stuck landing.
She's had some decent beam routines this season, but I think that one takes the cake.
Such a great start. We're so used to seeing Lauren Keener as our leadoff. It's kind of refreshing to have a new face. I love it.
Look. See this last pass there. Definitely did not have the amplitude or height out of those jumps. I feel as if Ball State looks a little tired tonight, which I understand. The travel involved with a gymnastics season is exhausting.
Competing every single weekend while
Yes.
trying to balance schoolwork.
And sometimes 2 meets in a weekend.
Exactly.
And I mean, they're coming all the way from Muncie, Indiana. That is not an easy trip to make.
No.
And up next on floor is Ava Molina for the Cardinals. And up next on beam for the Tigers is Isabella Minervini.
Bella does an interesting series. She goes back handspring right into a side aerial, which is super difficult to do. Anytime, I mean, anything on balance beam is super hard to do, but
Right.
anytime you're changing directions like that, it's very tricky to keep your hips square, but Bella does a great job of doing that.
And she can't stop the movement or she won't get the connection value for it. So it is a tricky combination. Beautiful 2.5 in the background on floor. Oh, nice.
Found the stuck landing. Really solid beam routine
Yes.
for Bella.
And beam is another one of those events that Bella tried to break into last season, maybe competed a couple times, was struggling with consistency, and then just, again, she went into her junior year saying, I'm doing this. And she's been in the beam lineup so far this season, doing a great job. I will say where I need for her to do a little better on beam is her extension on her leap. She's not quite hitting that 180, and I think that's where judges are kind of taking that deduction. You see Bella's dismount again. And Anna Kenefick went 9.75 on beam. And Carissa Martinez, 9.675 on floor for the Cardinals. Celia Trotter on beam for the Tigers.
Getting ready for her series here. I can't bring out step out. Just had a small bobble check, but covered it nicely. Love how she kicks out that full turn, gets that little extra. jump combo there. One thing I love about Celia is her toe point. She
The
gets
toe point and the slightly hyperextended knee, it gives her such a beautiful line.
her front toss right down to the beam. Getting ready for her dismount. That can't spin Dana full. Really one of the better beam routines that I've seen her do all season.
And Celia's another one as a junior, finally breaking into the lineup this season. And again, we talked about how many strong gymnasts we lost for graduation that are opening up these spots now for some of these girls that have been waiting 2 or 3 seasons to break into the lineup.
Super exciting for her.
And over to floor for Ball State. Little AC/DC to start us off. Front layout, front full. Little wobbly on that landing there. Did not get full extension on that leap combination. That was a really cool move. Finishes with a round off double tuck. There's a pretty big step back. That will be a minor deduction, but great height on that. Fun routine for Ball State. Lauren Keener on beam for the Tigers.
I'm excited to see how Lauren Keener does at this position in the lineup. Lauren is one of those super consistent beam workers. So she's usually in that leadoff spot. A little bit of a bobble check there. The leadoff score usually scores a little bit lower than if that routine were to be in the lineup. So I think, I'm hoping anyway, that the score will be a little bit higher than it normally would, just because the scores tend to stack as you go throughout the lineup. Nice front toss there. Dismount gainer full off the side. Just had that.
She
that
usually
hop
sticks
back.
that.
A pretty strong beam routine. Just had that one little bobble on the back handspring layout step out.
I think if you asked Lauren, she would tell you her preference is to lead off on beam. I remember 2 years ago at the Eagle Championships where she ended up anchoring beam for us for whatever reason. She won the meet for us. And I remember asking her, maybe you should anchor all the time. She goes, no, I prefer lead off. And I was like, really? She goes, oh yeah. Double tuck. I've really liked Ball State's music because everybody's been a little different. Hasn't been that kind of just same kind of cheerleader beat that I call a lot of things you hear. Although this is a little cheerleadery, but I like it. It's different. Beautiful front layout to front full. Very nice controlled landing on that.
Having so much fun with her teammates too.
This is actually a little Michael Jackson, or Jackson 5 mix, I should say, and I'm loving it. Beautiful last pass. And on beam for the Tigers is Clara Hong.
Side aerial, right into another side aerial.
Beautiful.
Such beautiful extension on that jump combination there. Same with that straddle jump there. Gets that full 180-degree split. Clara's gonna do a punch front full. Just had that hop on that landing. Again, anytime you're going forward, it's so hard to kind of rein your momentum in and find that landing, but overall, very clean routine.
Clara's had a strong season on beam. She's actually ranked first in Eagle, 7th in the region. She's had a 9-9 already this season. She's just so clean and pretty to watch. So Isabella Navini, 9.775 on beam. Celia Trotter, 9.85. Lauren Keener, 9.75. We'll get you Clara's score momentarily. Double pike, very solid landing. Front layout, front full. Finish up her routine. Oh, I was wrong. She's one of the rare 3 tumbling passes.
I love it.
Double tuck. Oh, big step out of bounds there. So that will be a deduction after they score the routine. Having a lot of fun.
I love it. Looks like we're having a judging conference.
I don't know how you have a judging conference on Clara Hong.
I believe there's a start value discrepancy, so we will see how that works out.
Well, we know her routine is valued at a 10.0, so I'm not sure what they missed. So up next on floor for the Cardinals is Zoe Middleton. She's actually been named MAC Gymnast of the Week twice this season already, 5th in her career total. She's a junior.
She's had a super impressive career at Ball State so far. She holds the all-around record for the program and has scored a 9.9 or higher on every single event.
Yeah.
Like they're still discussing that start value. It seems that one judge has given her a 9.8 start value, which means there's a connection in question.
And you can see Jay's thoughts on that. These coaches are very, very careful when crafting routines and making sure that everything is at a 10.0 start value. Zoe opening up with an open double pike, meaning she does not grab her knees. front layout. Oh, front full. She just did not get enough punch off of that first flip and was under-rotated on the second one. And we have Chelsea Dennis on beam for the Tigers.
Beautiful wolf turn. I think those have become super popular from the elite world, kind of trickling down into the NCAA. Back handspring, layout, step out.
Oh.
Really just that front foot just wasn't straight on the beam, and unfortunately it was too much to kind of fight through it.
Chelsea has struggled with consistency this season, but again, it's her first year competing beam. She's anchoring beam. It is a tricky position to be in, and here is where we want to see her finish out, right, and fight. Because you never know. We know her routine doesn't need to be counted now, but you never know when your routine does need to be, so you need to fight for every 10th, even if you make a mistake. And that jump series was stunning.
One of the best sheep jumps, I think, in the NCAA.
Yeah,
she gets such great extension.
And height on that.
Really
Sticks
finished
it.
strong,
Yes.
found the stuck landing. I think there's so much potential for her in this beam lineup. Just has to work on that consistency just a little bit.
I think with Chelsea, you see the dismount there. When she fell on her series, I think she sometimes holds back a little bit. And that usually, especially on beam, is a dangerous way to kind of approach things.
It really is.
It's better to kind of go for it, because when you're under-rotated on beam, it is hard to fight and save that. And she missed that front foot completely, but if you saw how low her chest was on that layout step out. But I love that she came back and finished that routine so beautifully. Towson will have an exhibition on beam, but we'll go back over to floor with Ball State, which I believe this is an exhibition for them as well. This is Avery Cantor. And you know how our floor routine started off with the Tiger Roar. Their floor routine starts off with their little Cardinal chirp. I love it. Double tuck, chest down, really low on that. And some of you may have noticed that she landed on an extra mat that's now been removed from the floor. That is actually allowed in NCAA gymnastics. There's no deduction for that. Everything is for the safety of the gymnast. And this is Brisa Portillo for the Tigers on beam.
Another gymnast who is capable of such beautiful gymnastics, just has to get the consistency down a little bit to be in that lineup. But really beautiful front aerial there. It's such nice extension in both of those jumps. That handspring layout step out, solid.
When Brisa's on, she is on.
Good full turn. Setting up for her dismount. That handspring gainer full.
Wow.
Such a great beam routine.
There's the replay of her dismount. Did pike down a little bit, but beautiful routine. She also has a beautiful bar routine, but again, just struggles with the consistency. But when she hits, she's a 9-9 every time. I think Jay is really, really happy with this. That was probably one of the best beam rotations.
I agree.
We've seen, even though we did have a fall, it was, we've been struggling with even if we're staying on the beam, struggling with hitting extension, wobbles and things, and that was one of the more solid beam routines other than that one fall. And another exhibition on floor for Ball State. Beautiful 2.5. Needed to tighten up that jump series just a little bit. Didn't quite hit the 180. It's a difficult series, though. Front layout, 1.5. Really low on that landing. Did not get enough amplitude off of the first summy there.
Christmas music in the corner, too.
And that was Grace Sumner on floor for the Cardinals. And again, I think we saw with a few of their tumbling passes, especially the last pass, just a little low on the energy. Again, halfway through the season, this is when it really starts to wear on you, and the travel wears on you, and the extremely cold weather is wearing on you. But I think, again, what I love seeing about this team, Ball State, is that they keep fighting.
They're fighters.
They're absolutely fighters. All right, so we have finished our third rotation. Stay tuned to get scores and watch the final event here on the Towson Sports Network. Welcome back to the fourth and final rotation of the Towson Women's Gymnastics Competition here on the Towson Sports Network. I'm Tandy Knight, joined by Zoe Packard. We have some updated scores for you. Towson finishing beam with a 48.875 for a total score in first place of 146.85. And Ball State with a 48.675 on floor, giving them a total of 145.775. The final rotation will feature Towson on floor and Ball State on beam. Towson's floor lineup is Carmela Calafati, Isabella DeCruz, Clara Hong, Isabella Minervini, Polina Belanovsky.
I'll watch the floor and see if we...
Anchoring is Adriana Hoffman, and we have an exhibition also with Reese Toland. Zoe, I don't know about you, but I'm ready for Towson to put on a show on floor. This is where I really want to see that confidence shine, especially at home in front of their fans. Obviously, we are missing Ratasha Hallsel's dynamic floor routine as she is out with injury this season, but I'm excited to see how the Tigers finish this competition. What does Towson need to do to take floor to the next level?
I think they just need to stick to their true selves and just have fun and enjoy it. I think at this point in the season, they all know that they can hit a floor routine, so just go out, enjoy it, have fun, and I think the scores will come.
Ball State will be finishing on beam with Ava Molina, Lindsay Fuller, Grace Sumner, Zoe Middleton, Carly Mercer, and Ashley Szymanski, and I believe they have an exhibition as well. Clara, one of the seniors, giving last-minute pep talk. This has been a really solid competition for the Tigers today. And let's hope they finish off strong on floor.
I'm told there's a bunch of food in the classroom above gate 1. Feel free to partake if you want. I don't think I'll be able to because I'm going to be busy down here, but by all means, you too can.
Junior Carmela Calafati will be starting us off on floor. And that is our assistant coach, Jazz Kaufman, former Tiger gymnast as well. Dedicates so much time and energy and love into this program.
She really does.
Wow, Carmela opens up with a very difficult front double full right into a punch layout. That's an E-level skill with a connection. Good extension on that jump series. Layout right into front 1.5 right into a layout straddle jump. And a little tiger roar at the end. Great job to start off floor for the Tigers.
Probably one of the better floor routines I've seen her do this season. She showed
That
a lot
front
more
pass.
control.
Yeah. Great extension on that straddle jump. And here's a replay, round off double full, difficult dismount, slight step on that landing to start off the Cardinals on beam. All right, up next on floor for the Tigers is Isabella DeCrew. She's one of our 2 graduate transfers. She's really contributed so well to our vault and floor lineups this season.
Almost fell.
Double tuck, great control on that landing. Gorgeous extension. Front full, front layout. Another solid routine for the Tigers. Replay on that last pass. Front full, great height on that first flip. A little flat on her second layout. That might be a minor deduction. Over to beam.
See her dismount here, gainer full up the side, pike down a little bit and had that hop back.
And Carmela scores a 9.775 to start off the Tigers on floor. In my opinion, that is again a little low. I think the floor scores have been tight tonight based on what Ball State also scored. Clara Hong up next for the Tigers. And Grace Sumner on beam for Ball State. Front double full. She's sometimes a little loose on that landing, but that was a really solid landing for Clara. Oh, gorgeous extension on that. And right in front of the judge. Layout half to a front full, gorgeous. Wow.
Such a great floor routine.
Beautiful floor routine for Clara. Great height on that front full. She actually, at the first home meet, sat that down, so I know it feels good to just go out and do it the way you always do it, Clara.
Getting a replay of the Ball State dismount.
Beautiful.
Round off one and haven't found that stuck landing.
So Bella Minervini up next on floor for the Tigers. Bella's actually been named Eagle Gymnast of the Week 3 times already this season. Well deserved. Clara Hong also has been Gymnast of the Week, Eagle Gymnast of the Week. And a 9.875 for Clara Hong. Front layout, Rudy, beautiful.
I love how much fun she has when she's performing for the crowd, too.
Again, that, just like on beam, she is not getting full extension on that first jump. One and a half front layout. And her Tiger Roar. Great job from Isabella Minervini. There's a replay of that last pass. Great 1.5, slightly over-rotated it so you could see she couldn't get a lift into that second layout. If it's a deduction, it's very minor. And a dismount from Zoe Middleton, slight hop on the landing, but a solid routine. Up next for the Tigers on floor is Polina Belanovsky. Polina competed in floor her freshman year, but again was out most of her sophomore year. So getting her back in the floor lineup has been a really, really nice thing to see.
She has such great execution, too, and really adds a nice element to all of her routines.
Looked like we needed a slight conference on floor. They've worked that out pretty quickly. 9.8 for Isabella Decrew. Opens with a front double full, E-level skill, which is the highest level of difficulty. She really plays to the crowd too.
I love it.
Has the facial expressions, the fun choreography, and incredible extension on those leaps and
The toe
jumps.
point, the straight legs.
Yeah. One and a half to a layout. Another great floor routine from Paulina Belanovsky.
Over to the balance beam for Ball State. Front aerial, right into a one-arm back handspring. Super unique, super difficult. Switch leap. Lacked a little bit of that 180 degree on that first leap.
And the straddle jump too, actually, a little bit.
Back handspring, 1.5. Jump forward, but pretty solid beam routine overall.
We're still waiting on a score for Isabella Minervini for the Tigers and Paulina, but anchoring floor tonight for the Tigers is Adriana Hoffman, AKA Munchie. So Adriana, as a junior, has been competing in vault consistently, exhibitioning on floor here and there. But this year, again, because we graduated so many people and one of our strongest transfers on, our strongest gymnast on floor transferred, it opened up the slot for Adriana to go into. And she has some really dynamic tumbling.
She really does.
So it is fun to watch. And it looks like we went 9.875 for Paulina on floor. Great score for her. Adriana opens up with a big first pass, tucked full in, solid landing. It's so much height.
Makes it look so easy too.
She really does. Second pass, punch front, through to double tuck. Again, great height, great landing. You know what I love about this routine? The dynamic tumbling, but everything else is just, it's simple and sweet.
Yep.
And that's all it has to be for Adriana.
And she makes it look so effortless too.
And she honestly is one of the sweetest young ladies. Great attitude, so positive. What a strong floor event we had tonight.
Probably the best one of the season, in my opinion.
I would agree. Here's that last pass again. See the height she gets. Little loose on that landing, but I'm being a little picky there. It'll be a minor deduction. That pass to do as your last pass, most people can't do it as their first pass. So to do it as your last pass, it takes so much stamina and power. And as dynamic as Adriana's tumbling is, she doesn't always get the scores we feel like she deserves, but I think tonight we might have just done it. An exhibition on floor for the Tigers is Reese Toland, and a 9.9 on floor for Adriana Hoffman. And Isabella Minervini went 9.775 on floor. Beautiful double pikes. such control on the landing. Great amplitude on those jumps. Reese is a freshman, and again, you know, doing the exhibition is such a wonderful opportunity for her to get experience as a college gymnast, get in front of the judges, see how she scores. She has done exhibition a few times this season, and again, finishes with one of these really difficult passes. So solid. I mean, how do you like having this routine in your back pocket? Wow.
Amazing.
Great job for Reese tonight. Here you'll see that last pass, which again is so difficult. Takes so much endurance, so much stamina. Does it with a smile.
Makes it look so easy.
I would need an oxygen tank.
Yes, yeah, 100%. Over to balance beam.
Ooh, landed a little straight-legged. Had to take a big step back.
Unfortunately, it did see a fall earlier in the beam routine also.
So hopefully there was only one, so they don't have to count that routine. So you see Coach Ramirez, Coach Ashley, you know, doing the kind of like recap. I think the Tigers should be incredibly proud of themselves tonight.
I agree
That
with
was one of the most solid performances on all 4 events we have seen. They've had moments of brilliance on event or 2 in every competition, but usually have one event where they struggled. And tonight, all 4 events were solid. Now, we can say that some of the scores weren't what we wanted, but you know, this is something that even when I go visit the gymnasts or talk to them afterwards and they might be a little upset, you can't worry about the scores. You have no control over those. All you can do is control what you do out on that competition floor, and tonight they did. They put it all out there. They did consistent, clean, solid, difficult routines, and the scores are what they are.
I think they looked so much more confident tonight, too.
They really did. And I think, you know, it's understandable at the beginning of a season where they're still kind of, you know, getting their bearings, working out the kinks, working out the nerves. So it's really exciting to see now that we're just a little past halfway through the season how, you know, that confidence kind of kicking in.
Now we can just build off on it, too.
Yeah.
Keep progressing forward.
So while we're waiting for this, I believe, final beam routine, I could just say that 9.9 on floor for Adriana Hoffman is a career high, previously a 9.8.
Such well-deserved.
Beautiful routine.
Handspring, layout, step out. Ugh. Unfortunately, just questioned that landing a little bit. Had to take a step back and was unable to save it.
And this is an exhibition routine, so this does not go towards the team score. And again, it's just a way for a gymnast to kind of practice on, you know, getting some competition experience. Another fall, unfortunately. She just seems a little off tonight, and that happens. We're not always going to be on at every competition. I think we saw that last year at the end of the season where the top-ranked team, Oklahoma, you know, had a complete meltdown and didn't make it into the finals. How they're ranked first the entire season and didn't even make it into the finals, you know, of the competition. And clearly, I think the nice thing about this is She's not upset about this. It's like, it's okay. I went out there, I was having a bad day. We're going to brush this off, and that's the right attitude to have. Okay, so that is a wrap for our second home meet of the season. Stay tuned for the final results here on the Towson Sports Network. Thank you for joining us this evening as we get ready for the final scores. Zoe, How did you feel about tonight?
I thought tonight was one of the best meets of this season. I think they looked super confident and strong on every event. I think there's still room for improvement. I think we can find couple more stuck landings here and there, and I bump up the tenths on each event. But overall, super impressed with how the Tigers did tonight.
Yeah, I really loved the consistency tonight. They just seemed solid tonight. I don't know if they, strong practices in the gym, coming out and just doing what you do in the gym every day, out here on the competition floor. Really excited to see. So earlier in the broadcast, we talked about how that teams are now being ranked by their NQS scores. So in case you don't know what that means, NQS stands for the National Qualifying Score, which is an average of your top 6 scores, 3 of which must be from away meets, and then the high score is dropped. And that's how teams are ranked. Top 28 teams automatically advance to the second round of the tournament. Teams 29 through 36 compete in a play-in round on day 1 of the regional competitions, and there's 4 regions. And so our goal is always to try and be in that top 28 so that we don't have to do that play-in or wild card round is what some people call it. Last year we were able to do that, which was so exciting. And now we're doing some individual awards.
In second place with a 9.825 from Towson, Chelsea Dennis. And from Towson with a score of a 9.900.
And this is for bars. Towson sweeping the top 3 spots.
On the balance beam, in third place with a score of a 9.775 from Towson, Isabella Minamini. In second place with a score of 9.800 from Ball State.
Mike's adding 0.1 to each judge. Yeah, right now it's 9.425. So Mike's adding 0.1 to each judge.
From Towson, Celia.
And Celia Trotter finishing first on beam for the Tigers.
So you would change that, and I have to give this back.
Now for the full exercise, the for second place with a score of 9.875. Both from Towson, Clara Hall and Paulina Elnoxton.
Tie on floor for second place.
And in first place with a score of 9.900 from Towson, Adriana.
And Adriana Hoffman taking the top spot on floor with a career high 9.9.
Now for our all-around results. In second place with a 37.875 from Ball State, Zoe Middleton. And in first place with the 8th highest score in Towson history with a 39.325.
So Isabella Minervini, top 8 score in history and her career high as an all-arounder. Her first year competing as an all-arounder this season. Amazing job.
And now the overall team results. With a score of 194.500. In second, it's Ball State.
So Ball State finishing with a 194.5. And Towson finally breaking the 196 mark this season with a 196.075. What a great job by the Tigers. Zoe, what do you think this competition and that score is going to do for these ladies for the rest of the season?
I think they've finally proven to themselves that they can break that 196 mark, and I really think it's going to be the first of many moving forward. I think they've kind of found their stride on every event, and now it's just about being consistent, building confidence as we go, getting closer to the end of the season, postseason. You're going to want to have your lineup set. You're going to want to know what can hit and what can score well, and I think Towson's heading in that right direction.
I agree. I feel like, Jay is infamous, actually, and Ashley, for playing around with the lineups a lot during the season, even towards the end of the season. But tonight really seemed to click. They were firing on all cylinders. And again, I feel like some of the scores were low. It had nothing to do with the gymnasts or their routines. As we said earlier, the judging this year is also being kind of scrutinized and reviewed. And judges are being a lot, more tight, I guess is the best word to use, on scores. And so you're seeing that across the nation, actually. But tonight, Towson really put it out there. What a great job. This is really going to help them move up in the rankings. So it'll be interesting to see at the end of the weekend where we fall. So Towson's next competition will be on Sunday, March 2nd at Eagle rival Long Island University. Our next home meet is Tuesday, March 4th at 6 p.m. against George Washington University, West Virginia University, and University of Pennsylvania. On behalf of the Towson Sports Network, we thank you for tuning into this evening's event and look forward to having you join us again on March 4th. I'm Tandy Knight along with Zoe Packard. Have a great weekend and go Tigers.